This is the primo Week 3 matchup, the ultimate cure for anyone out there who might have a case of the moon days. The Detroit Lions roar into Baltimore after cooking up a Week 2 50 burger.
Goff to the end zone, St. Brown, touchdown!
St. Brown faking a hamstring injury as a celebration. That's just great.
Taking on a Ravens team that's put up 40-plus points back-to-back games. So make sure you get home on time, miss 5 minutes, and you could miss like 5 scores.
Jackson looking to throw, looking toward the end zone. It's caught! Touchdown, Walker! All he does is score touchdowns.
Baltimore Ravens have been playing Sublime in their earbuds ahead of kickoff this year. Forget freedom, though. They're pouring their 40s out for wins. They hit Week 3 off a 41-point outing, which was preceded by the 40 points they put up in their Week 1 loss.
Caught! Touchdown, Ravens! What a grab by the veteran DeAndre Hopkins!
First and goal, fellas.
Well, he still is amazing.
Baltimore's defense did account for 7 points versus Cleveland, but still, the Lions' offense, meantime, went Madden against the Bears, and unless Ben Johnson being somewhere on the field is the actual key to their offensive success, their 52 Week 2 points seem to have put to rest any concerns that they might not be the same old Lions anymore.
Goff's pass is complete and taken into the end zone by Brock Wright.
Baltimore's defense gets a Detroit O that just flexed each and every muscle that makes it so powerful. Sonic, Knuckles, Jameson, Amon-Ra, and Goff all found their grooves versus Chicago. They get Jared off a 5 TD outing, 23 of 28 for 334 yards, a whopping 11.9 yards per attempt, a rate of 156. Doesn't get much better.
There's Goff. Oh, he does it again.
One-hander, both feet inbounds.
Unbelievable.
Okay, well, Detroit's defense gets Lamar off a 4 TD, showing no interceptions. Jackson, as a passer, back-to-back games with a rate over 128.
Off the play fake. Lamar looking to throws toward the end zone. Caught! Touchdown, Baltimore! Wallace got free!
Ravens O, typically fueled by its ground game, kind of gave it the week off to rest. Jackson only took off twice versus Cleveland, 13 yards. Derrick Henry only had 11 attempts, only 23 yards, so their legs are rested ahead of this game.
Henry with a head of steam is trying to get to the marker. He does, and he's got a first down.
Lions also feature a two-headed rush monster, both backs, of course. David Montgomery, 57 yards, 5.2 a carry Week 2, painted it Honolulu blue once.
From the 1, here is Montgomery. He is in for a Lions touchdown.
And Roquan and company have Gibbs to deal with, who just went for 94 yards and a score. Jameer, 42-yard run, gave him a nice 7.8 per run average.
Inside the 5, Gibbs to the end zone, touchdown!
Baltimore's only slight blemish on defense versus the Browns was the handling of a running back. Quinshon Judkins, who they gave up 61 yards to on 10 attempts, gave up 5.2 a run to Jerome Ford, too.
Ford slips through the defense.
Same is sort of true of Detroit's defense that let DeAndre Swift go for a touchdown, 63 yards on 5.3 a carry, so both teams have advantages along the ground, on paper at least.
There's Swift, walks it in for a Bears touchdown.
The Detroit secondary Lamar will be looking at, on the other hand, enters off a strong enough performance, picked off Caleb Williams once, held him to 207 yards and less than 7 yards per attempt.
Kirby Joseph, did he stay in bounds? Joseph comes up with the pick.
They did give up 2 TDs to Rome Odunze and 128 yards. The second TD and some of those yards surrendered when they handed the PlayStation control to their dad after things were already taken care of. Now they have to try and slow Zay Flowers, who has led Baltimore in receiving yards both games, 11 targets last week, 7 more than anyone else, 75 yards after going for 140-plus Week 1.
Zay Flowers again. He said he concentrated on the smaller muscles for explosiveness this offseason.
Outside of Flowers, it's anyone's guess who Lamar might turn to. DeAndre Hopkins had 2 targets, scored on 1, 64 yards, has made highlight-worthy catches back-to-back games.
He might be the best guy in the league at this still. Even when he's covered, he's not covered.
No one else had 27 yards, though, but Devontae Walker caught 2 of Jackson's TDs. Tylan Wallace had 1 as well. Rashad Bateman looms 2, though just 15 yards versus Cleveland. Maybe the Lions' pass rush can tilt the action in their favor. Jackson did take 3 sacks, 1.5 at the hands of Myles Garrett.
Play clock at 1. Jackson pressure's coming, and Myles Garrett spins him down.
Detroit has its own version of Myles, and Aiden Hutchinson had 1 of the Lions' 4 Week 2 sacks.
Williams in trouble. Aiden Hutchinson, sack number 4.
So back to Baltimore's defense versus Detroit's O. Ravens' own pass rush produced 2 sacks last week, 48 pass attempts though, a solid pressure rate at least. Nnamdi Madubuike got to Joe Flacco once. He has sacks in both games so far.
He's in trouble. He's going down. Flacco's wrapped up by Madubuike.
The O-line they do battle with this week corrected the issues it had Week 1, from taking 4 sacks to taking 0 versus the Bears.
Goff was looking deep, and then he connects with St. Brown.
Baltimore's secondary had mixed results after 2 games, got torched by Josh Allen, had little problem with Flacco, picked him off once. The 1 TD they gave up to him was Fluke City. They held him to a measly 4.4 yards per attempt and under 200 yards.
Flacco, and he throws on the run, and it's intercepted! Nate Wiggins!
Their secondary gave up 40 yards to David Njoku, 48 to tight end Harold Fannin, 51 to Jerry Jeudy. Next up, St. Brown, who is walking in after putting up a TD hat trick a week ago, 115 yards.
The communication that's unsaid between Goff and Amon-Ra, that is just too easy.
Williams also went for over 100 yards, also celebrated in the end zone.
Goff going deep, Williams, touchdown!
Vintage Detroit Lions.
Nothing major from tight end Sam Laporta. No other Detroit pass catcher put up 30 yards, but 6 other guys did catch a Goff pass. Lions-Ravens has only happened 7 times. Not many pairings have played fewer games. 6-1 in favor of Baltimore. The only time they didn't beat them, 2005.
In Week 5 against the vaunted Raven defense, Jones and Sean Bryson showed how good this running game could be in an impressive win against Baltimore.
One man can catch him, Bryson 30, 25, 20. I'm waving, Sean, you're gone, man.